So I'd like to welcome Euan Lowe to our chat with the CEO. Euan is the CEO of Scottish Swimming. So Euan, before lockdown happened, what kind of state was Scottish Swimming in?
Immediately just before the situation escalated, we were in the pool. We had our Edinburgh International going on. This year of all years, when you're looking towards Tokyo and some of the athletes' preparations, you're getting all excited and building up to the road to Tokyo. One of our bigger programmes, which we're really quite proud of, good association with Scottish Water with this one, is with our Learn to Swim framework. Phenomenal programme. And we'd had a target over this whole programme to be having 100,000 youngsters by the end of March this year in the programme Learning to Swim. And we reached it, 106,000 youngsters all learning to swim, and very much looking forward to the next continuation and evolution of that piece of work.
Take your marks.
If we look at the grassroots, first of all, what do you think this could do for your membership? Are you concerned that you're going to lose members?
Interesting question. Last I looked, I think it was about 82-83% of our members come back in at the same point last year. So from a point of view from the sport itself to this point, fantastic support from them, and that it means a lot to us as an organisation and the company and the staff, because it affected a lot of that income and supports our staff team that then goes back to support the clubs. That was a huge boost to us at that stage, and that's a big thank you to the membership and our partners for supporting us in that way. That being said, you're talking about the grassroots question. You're dealing with confidence. We've all been in busy swimming pools. Social distancing isn't always that easy in that type of environment. And even our classes and that Learn to Swim thing, when you're dealing with, the kids are working together in close proximity normally. I suppose we need to be quite realistic about this, Rhona, and that we can naturally expect we will lose members out of this because life choices have changed. I mean, you even speak to some of the volunteers and some of the committee members and some of the coaches that because the situation we're in, benefit from a little bit different use of time for sure, and we're all in this. And they're saying, I'm quite enjoying not getting up at whatever o'clock in the morning, and I'm quite enjoying not coaching on a Friday evening. I want to go back to do this. So it'll be the same with our swimmers as well, and it'll be the same with the recreational guys. So we've just got looking on it optimistically. And you look at the response we did have from the membership who wanted to join when they knew they couldn't swim and compete. There's going to be a whole raft of people who do want to come back into sport. So it's our job to make that easy and inviting and exciting for them to want to come back.
What do you need to take into consideration to try to get your club training back to a kind of normal look and feel?
There will be some challenges with disciplines, and it's water polo team game. It's a contact game. So we all understand, I think, there's going to be differences between ability to be able to get that type of activity back up and running before a distanced lane type experience. So it's how does a coach and swimmer interact? How many swimmers can we have in a lane at one time and maintain social distancing? So there's even been some discussions at pool ends of having a perspex screen. So if somebody's turning, they're not necessarily facing each other. There's a screen and physical distance, a barrier between them. The flow in a building, is this a one-way system in the building? How do swimmers come in and out? Do we need to extend session times to allow what inevitably is going to be less swimmers in the pool? The piece which we don't have a huge amount of control over are any of the pool operators. Financially, they do have their own challenges at the moment because naturally they're not getting footfall through the door, so they don't have any income streams. So being able to access pools, and from what I understand, even from speaking to the earlier conversations with operators, is in their business models, they're not suggesting they're going to open all facilities at the same time. Some facilities might not open at all, just because of financial constraints. So even if we do get back to water, I'm pretty certain we'll not be getting back to the same number of swimming pools that we were able to access before. But equally, they won't all open up at the same time either. It will be a phased return at best over a period of time as confidence and as finances allow. So that will be a challenge for us as a sport for club training and competitions.
What would social distancing mean would have to happen in competitions?
Well, it might well be we need to increase the width of the lanes so that swimmers are distanced from side to side from each other. They've got that 2 metre distance is ensured that's there all the time. Examples would be if the number of different formations of pools, but a typical 8-lane pool might only be able to operate with 4 lanes. So there you go. That you straight away understand that that's half the number of swimmers you can get in that competitive environment. That might well be a situation we might have to put in place if we want to get back to competition. And equally, from a training point of view, if you take out lanes to make sure you've got the distance in there, you can understand there'll be less swimmers per in a pool at any one time. Probably one of our earlier opportunities to get back would be virtual racing, because we might not be able to get the movement of people across the country. So realistically, we are looking at, we won't be getting back to having our competitions we had before straight away. It might well start with a phased approach. So we can have in-club competitions. We might have virtual competitions between clubs before we able to transfer back.
What is known about the effect of chlorine on coronavirus?
Well, from my understanding, is chlorine is a good thing, and that it will, it cleans it, it removes it, it destroys it, it gets rid of all these things. So the actual pool itself isn't so much of the issue. It's the social distancing in the space. And if I was going to say there's one challenge that we need to overcome, it's changing rooms. And that even when we get back in, on dry side facilities, people can come in their trackies and whatnot and do their exercise and leave without having to go into a changing room. Swimming is slightly different because they're going to be wet. So if we can overcome that challenge and that problem, we do have some thoughts in there about partnering with people, whether it's dry robes or whatever it is we can do. We can come up with a solution, an easy solution that a pool provider's happy with and swimmers are happy with. If we can crack that piece around changing room space, I think it'll become a lot easier.
And the most recent government guidance said that there can be a return to open water swimming. Mm-hmm. Do you welcome that? Do you welcome it with caution?
Most definitely with caution, particularly at this time of year. It can be a very dangerous environment. There's coastal waters potentially, there are tides, there are currents, there are, I suppose the most critical thing is water temperature. It's water temperature up here is nowhere near as warm as it is down south. It is cold up here. Yes, whilst it's been announced as you can, it's a very much word of caution. It's not something we're necessarily promoting at the moment, primarily because there aren't any lifeguards at work at the moment around any coastal areas. So it is with extreme caution. It's welcome, it is there, but equally we're not saying go out and do this. Naturally, these environments are better when you're in numbers from a safety point of view. Clearly we can't do that at the moment.
Many swimmers are just desperate to get back in the water. Do you think that there may be some crossover of pool swimmers who might think, well, I can get back training if I get into a loch or I get into the sea?
I'm sure there will be those thinking about it, but measures apply. We're not asking, pushing or driving or really wanting people to be jumping in the river and swimming or jumping in the loch and swimming. It's caution, extreme caution, please, everybody. We do have open air pools as well, so we understand that open indoor environments are more problematic than outdoor spaces. So there might well be opportunities for us, and we are looking at that to see if can we access outdoor pool areas. Would that be an option in the future to manage the restrictions we do have, be respectful of the guidance that the government's offering, but equally still have that opportunity available.
At the elite level, obviously, Olympic Games now postponed till next year, and then thereafter a huge event for Scottish Swimming, Commonwealth Games. What has the response been like by your elite swimmers? Are they absolutely champing at the bit? Are they just desperate to get first back into the pools?
There's undoubtedly an opportunity there, I think, because this is about confidence, isn't it? It's about confidence in how can a sport manage itself, and how can a facility manage itself. How do the two work together to say we can provide and offer safe return? So there is an opportunity in here, I suppose, if you look on it, that it's a learning environment, and if there's ever going to be an opportunity, there's more control and you've got compliance from particular groups of people, it's more than likely going to be your performance guys who live and breathe that all the time. They're in that kind of space and mindset of thinking. They're kind of compliant, disciplined people, as are the coaches and any support staff that go there. So there are opportunities, I think, that you could use it as almost as there's some lessons to be learned from this experience or this opportunity that we can apply to the masses, or apply to other pools, to other areas, or to other sports even. I would welcome that opportunity to be able to do that, and we need to convince government that it's the right thing to do and a well-intended thing to do. It's not about high performance, it's about educating or lessons learned.
Euan, are there any concerns from a performance point of view may not be back where they would like to be for Olympic Games and Commonwealth Games as a result of this lockdown?
Naturally, the longer anybody's away from the training they would like to do, there may potentially be some losses. But the signals are at the moment that the coaches and athletes are responding well by being conditioned the best they can, but equally using it as an opportunity to well aware they're not going to be coming back to competition. So when they get back in the pool, they'll use it as a good opportunity to improve any technical flaws they might have. So you just need to see, the longer it goes on, naturally you could expect a dip in performance, but at the moment they're coping with that mentally, seems to be, in what I understand, quite well. So we just need to see, but they will get back to a performance, that's for sure.
Would you say that 2020 regrettably has been a write-off for Scottish swimming?
A write-off is a bit, it's not, there's plenty of work going on, there are plenty of developments going on. The things that are probably more of a write-off is, pretty much most of the competitive opportunities aren't going to exist. So from that point of view, it's not too far away from a write-off. Sadly, inevitably, we are looking at pretty much writing off any competitive opportunity for the bulk of the year. And our main competition focus is, we're through to that season, through to August time. So pretty much said already that's not happening. So it's from that respect a write-off, but not from a write-off from, there are plenty of other things going on. I mean, how often, you were looking at optimistic, how often do you get a chance to go, nothing's happened at the moment, so we've got an opportunity to change everything. So if people's mindset in and say there's nothing holding us back from changing any kind of problem fixes we might have had before. So looking at it optimistic as an opportunity, if we can, there's been a few discussions with a few of the disciplines saying that's just, we can run events different, we can do different competitions, surely we can sort out the calendar. And so that opportunity is there, so it's not a complete write-off. There's plenty of good things and good thought going on.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to wish you all the best with Scottish swimming to get out of the lockdown swiftly and safely.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, and hope everybody's staying safe and well. Sport will come back. It was not going to go away for long. Come on, have a belief.